why not? What would it benefit? Are we sitting on something?
Yes. We're going to sit in any way that feels comfortable. We're going to stand up. We're just going to have a little moment to collect ourselves and bringing attention to what we are aiming to do. So if we want to find a nice seat, like wriggle your sitting bones to start connecting to your spine, allowing that to be nice and long. And then perhaps put your hands together, one hand on top of the other and the thumbs to touch, or just to rest in any way on your legs. And then if you can, lower your gaze or close your eyes for a moment, allowing to send your awareness first around the room and the echoing of my voice, the ticking of the clock, and allowing those sounds to be your background sounds for today. As you allow your hearing and your attention to sink into your own internal world, into your body, towards your thoughts and your mental activity, and allowing those thoughts also to step back and allow your attention to stay with the sensations of your body throughout today's practice, allowing you to collect feedback, the way that you move and the way we move together. And know that all I say and suggest are guidelines for your own practice. This is your own practice and your own body, your own breath. So I'm inviting you to be curious and allowing to take on board all the sensations, feelings, comfort and discomfort that your body is signaling to you. And if any suggestions don't work for you, then settle down, observe your breath, take rest if you need to, and otherwise enjoy. Let's bring our attention first to our breath, noticing the quality and the rhythm of it right now. And then switch your attention into your physical body. And let's inhale, and on the exhale, drop the head onto your left shoulder, so the left ear onto the left shoulder. And then inhaling again through the center and exhaling the right ear onto the right shoulder. Inhaling through the center and then dropping the ear onto the left shoulder. And that allows us to feel into sensations of the body around the neck, or might around the shoulder, or anywhere else where you feel the movement of tipping your ear from shoulder to shoulder. And then on the next inhale, bring your head back into the center. And then release the hands down onto your side. Inhaling, taking the arms up. And then exhaling, dropping the left arm out down to the floor and reach over to the left with the right arm. Inhaling to the center, taking both arms up. And then allowing the right arm to drop as you're exhaling over to the right. Inhaling, lifting that arm up again and dropping the left and leaning over to the left. Inhaling, taking the left arm up again. And exhaling, dropping the right arm, leaning over to the right. inhaling up to the center, and on the exhale take both arms down onto the floor. And then allow your shoulders to roll a couple of times from in one direction, noticing if your length of your spine, how that feels. And then change the direction in the other way. And then release. And we're going to start with the cleansing breath. So you can either hold your hand on your tummy or leave your hands where they were. I have missed to give down some tissue. Let me just do that now if you think. I will. 100%. It's just good to be prepared. So we're going to again inhale, like starting to bring our inhalation, exhalation down into the belly and allowing that to rise and fall. And then we're going to inhale together to prepare, and then on the exhale, pull the stomach muscles deep into the spine, forcing the exhale out and making it audible, and then straight away release the tummy again, allowing some air in to inhale, and then contract the tummy muscles again. So let's take a few deep breaths into the belly, noticing the rising and falling. And then let's take an inhale to prepare, and release. And then notice the sensation. Blow your nose if you need to. And tune into sensations around your face or around your body. And then let's inhale again to prepare together. And release. Allowing your breath to rest. Noticing any difference in the way you feel. And then let's take the last inhale to prepare. And release. And just one more moment to notice any sensations around your face or your chest or anywhere else in your body. Before we release our seat, remove any blocks or props that you've been using. And then we're going to imagine that we are putting on some very expensive hand cream and rubbing it in everywhere, around the center of the palms, in between the hands, and then turning the back of the hand, so the palms, the fingers away from each other, and then using the back of the hands onto each other, rubbing the cream in between the fingers. And then also into the flesh between the fingers, starting with the thumb and the index finger, moving on to the bit between the next two fingers and the in-between of the ring finger in the middle, and then the baby finger to the ring finger, and then doing the same on the other hand, and noticing how those areas feel. Look for any knobbly bits or tension, tenderness, or any other feelings of enjoyment and relief. And then give it one more rub around. And since this hand cream is so expensive, you don't want to have it on anything. And we need to stand up, not touching on anything. But I'm sure, like, you know, the legs really benefit too from the nice hand cream. Let's just try and stand up without touching the floor. Fantastic. And now we're going to, if you want to take your socks off, we'll remainder of the practice so peaceful. And we're going to start somewhere in the middle of the mat, finding our nice footprints. And I have discovered that I'm getting very good in lifting my toes, as we often do that, all together, and bringing them down, like, you know, some like individually, like sometimes just the toe or the little toe or the ones in the middle. But I've discovered that I find it really difficult when my footprint is down to just lift the big toe. So I'm inviting you to have a go. Easy peasy. It's interesting, isn't it? I've cheated on the right hand side. I've managed to practice, and I feel like I've got a connection there now. But yes, amazing. See how we're all different, right? And with the left one, I don't seem to have a connection. Amazing. Yes, you got it too. You got it. Just takes a little while to.
If you cross them.
Cross them.
Cross them like you cross your fingers.
I just don't seem to have a connection on my left toe for some reason. You can't get to them at all.
No.
It's one to practice. It might happen. So it. Yeah. Yes.
I've got webbed feet, you see. Anglo-Saxon feet. That's what I was told. I had Anglo-Saxon feet, yeah.
What might give you an advantage in swimming, does it?
No. I'm not very good swimmer.
Okay. Interesting. Okay, now let's lift our toes up and spread the toes again, as to take the space for the whole of the body, for our body weight to be carried on by our footprints, and allow your arms, your spine, everything to find its place, like rock from side to side, and find your strength in your legs from the footprints through your ankles, your knees and your hips. And then a nice long spine at the back, lifting the muscles of the front of the body. And then we're going to give the arms a little shake, and then as we inhale, taking the arms forward, and then exhale, turn the palms up. Inhale again, exhale, take them out to the side. Inhale, and then exhale, bringing them down. Inhale, taking the arms forward, and exhale, softening the legs. Inhale, turn the palms up, and exhale, bring them down to the side. And here we're going to release the arms for a moment, and we're going to come up standing again. We're going to do a slow cat and cow movement, starting, let me show you from the side. I'd like you to imagine that you're starting a movement between the shoulder blades and starting to lifting that area up forward on the inhale and on the exhale, slowly going down, and then inhaling and exhaling, and eventually, as we keep breathing and keep moving, then that movement spreads across the whole spine until we have it all moving together. Does that make sense? Should we give that a go? And then we're going to start adding the knees and the arms as well. So let's start by finding the length of the spine and then inhaling, lifting the part between the shoulder blade up, or like the chest forward, and then exhale, dropping that back down, lowering the chin, inhaling, come up, and then notice how by moving this part of the shoulder blades back, like your head wants to respond eventually, inhaling, lifting from the shoulder blades up, and exhaling, dropping the chin down in response, and then starting to really allow that movement to travel all along the spine. Exhaling, so soften your knees, allowing them to spine to slouch and round, inhaling to lift up, allowing the arms to go where they need to go, and then exhaling, rounding down again, allowing that space from the shoulder blades to lead the movement, inhaling to come up, and then exhaling, coming back down. And then let's start to move the arms a bit more deliberately and starting to exaggerate the movement they're making, exhaling forward, and the inhale allowing them to lift up and take the arms backwards, and exhaling, allowing them to round forward. And we're starting to lift them in the movement, inhaling to come up, and straighten the legs, look up, and then exhaling, soften the legs, rolling the arms forward and dropping the head, inhaling to come up, and lengthening the spine, push the shoulder blades, taking the arms back, and then on the exhale, rounding forward and softening the legs, bending the knees, inhaling, coming back up, and allowing those arms to do even bigger circles, exhaling, bringing them down and forward, but keeping the sensations along the spine, noticing how the movement of the arms change the sensations along the spine, along the chest and in front of the body. Notice if your breath is long enough to facilitate the movement, or if you can move even slower using your own breath on the inhale and exhale. And if you can, you can use the Ujjayi breath in the back of the throat. That's a nice way to control your breath as you're moving. And then see which range of arm movement seems to be facilitating, or seems to feel the nicest for you today. Is it the real big arm movement, or the small movement where you can move more in smaller circles? What feels like the sensations that are beneficial and interesting and noticeable along your spine? And then on the next inhale, come all the way up, take the arms down to the side, lower your gaze. And then we're going to inhale the arms forward, exhale, turning the arms, the palms up, inhaling, taking the arms out to the side again, and exhale, bring the arms back down. And then step back. As we're stepping the left foot forward, and finding a good footprint here where we can lift the toes and feel nicely supported. And we're able to bend the left knee. Inhale, taking the arms forward, and exhale, taking the arms out to the side, palms facing up. Inhaling, taking the right arm up, and on the exhale, allow the left arm to drop and the right arm to move forward. Inhaling, coming back to the center, allowing the left arm still to be nice and heavy, and then exhaling over to the right. Inhaling, coming back up. Sorry, exhaling over to the left. And then inhale, taking both arms out. And exhale, bring them back down. Inhaling, taking the arms up and forward. And then exhaling, dropping the right arm and lean to the right. Inhaling, coming back up to the center, and exhaling, leaning over to the right. Notice if your footprints are still nice and strong. Inhaling, coming back to the center, and exhaling over to the right. Inhaling, taking both arms out into the center, and on the exhale, let's lean over the left leg and take the arms forward, turning the palms out, exhaling, taking the arms back. Inhaling, swinging the arms forward, fingertips touch, and exhale, turning the palms, taking the hands back to the back. Inhaling, taking the arms forward and exhaling back. Notice if your spine is still nice and long. Notice the effort it takes to moving the arms. Noticing the footprints are still nice and strong. Inhaling forward and exhale back. And on the next inhale, lift your arms and upper body up. And exhale, take the arms out to the side. And then turn your body over to the right with the with the toes pointing forward and the hands in the groin area. We're going to inhale to lift up, and then exhale, allowing your hands to travel along the legs as we're taking the head down towards the floor with the upper body down. Inhaling, lifting the upper body back up, and then exhaling, dropping the upper body back down. Just dynamically exploring, coming and dropping the body weight down, forward, bending from the hip joint, keeping the attention and the sensation back along the spine, and noticing again how it feels having a long spine. Or if you're rounding the spine, just be curious of how you're making that movement, taking the upper body forward towards the floor. And on the next exhale that you're coming forward, allowing your upper body to drop, finding stillness in the fold, giving your head a little shake, allowing that to sink down towards the floor. And again, staying with the sensations along the spine, but also in other places around your body, perhaps your legs, the back of your legs, your tummy, parts of your body that are softening and flowing into the stretch, and others supporting you in standing upright, facilitating the fold. And then slowly inhale, come all the way up, and exhale, release. Bringing the feet together, coming onto the other side, and taking the right foot forward. And again, finding a good footprint for both feet, where you feel nicely supported and very secure, bending the right knee. And here we're going to inhale, taking the arms forward, and exhale, turning the palms up. Inhale, taking the arms forward, and here on the exhale, allow the shoulders to drop towards the hips. Inhaling, taking the arms out, and exhale, bringing the shoulders in. Inhaling, taking the arms out, and exhale, dropping the shoulder, the elbows down to the hips. Inhaling, taking the arms out. And on the exhale, drop the elbows and pause the movement here. Keep breathing, sending the sensations along your spine. And finding, again, the different sensations around your body. What is holding you up? Do you notice the muscles that are working and the muscles that are softening? Inhaling, taking the arms out to the side. On the exhale, turn the palms and lean over the right leg. Inhaling, taking the arms forward, fingertips touch, then turn the hands and exhale, taking the hands back. Turning the palms again, inhaling, leaning forward. Fingertips touch, and exhale, taking the hands back. Turning the palms again on the inhale, reach forward, and on the exhale back. Notice if your body weight is still in your two legs and your two footprints. And then inhale, fingertips touch, exhale back, and then on the next inhale, take your upper body up and look up, and exhale, release. And then straighten the right leg and turn over to the left hand side, and this time we're taking the footprints out to the corners of the mat. Inhaling, taking the arms out to the side, and on the exhale, drop the hips down in between your knees. Inhaling to come up. I'm going to again do that a couple of times dynamically. Inhaling to come up, and on the exhale to come back down. Inhaling to come up, and on the exhale, come down. Noticing the length of your spine. Inhaling to come up, and on the next exhale, allow your hips to sink down into towards the floor, and bring your attention towards the spine and your upper body. Inhaling, bringing the arms forward, and exhale, turning the palms up. Inhaling, bringing the arms back out to the side, and exhale, dropping the elbows down towards the hips. And keep breathing, collecting the sensations of the muscles that are working. Notice your breath, is it changing? And then inhale, taking the arms up and then straighten your legs. And exhale, bring the hands all the way back down. And release, coming back forward. Into the back of the mat. And we're coming into the balance. And I would like you to explore the balance similar to the one we did last week, where we're inhaling and then, stepping on and then pausing, but let's do it together. Sorry, I'm getting into a muddle, I think it's better. I'm also nervous about the time. So yeah, let's, I'll talk you through it. It's the same balance, but I would like us to take a little bit more time and then find a pose and to take a breath, a pause in the breath, breathing in the movement. Okay, so find your footprints. Again, lift your toes and let them come down. So you've got really strong footprints, a strong foundation of your legs up to your hips, and a lightness for your spine and your upper body. Inhaling, taking the arms out to the side, and the exhale, swap your body weight over to the left leg. Inhaling, taking the right leg forward, and then exhale, bend the left knee and step onto the right leg. And here, let's pause, inhaling and exhaling. And here you can be creative. You can either take your body weight forward, you can bend your leg, or you can move your arms forward. And then when you found a pose that you can stay still in, take one more inhale, pause the movement and breath, And then exhale, bending that right knee and step back onto the left leg, lifting the right leg up. And again, settle your breath, inhaling and exhaling. And then let's be creative. You can go into a tree pose or holding your knee in front or on the side. Just notice or choose something that you'd like to explore. And then once you've found your position, then steady your breath, inhaling and exhaling. Take one more inhale, pause, movement and breath. And exhale, bending your left knee and step forward, inhaling onto the right leg. And again, keep moving and breathing, getting into a different balance, maybe leaning, taking your body weight forward. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, and then pause, movement and breath. And exhale, bend the right leg, step back onto your left. Inhaling to lift, and exhale, working on a different balance. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale, and then pause, movement and breath. And exhale, release. Brilliant. How was that? Lovely. Hard work. Good. Let's give everything a little shake. And we're going to the other side. Starting again with the footprint of the 2 feet on the side. Strong foundation from the footprint up to the hips. And then the lightness of the upper body. Sensing in the length of the spine. Inhale, and on the exhale, shift your body weight over to the right leg. Inhaling, lifting the left leg forward. Exhale, bending the right leg and step onto the left leg. And here, you can also bring this leg up and turn that into a tree pose. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale, pause, movement and breath. And exhale, release, bending the left leg and stepping backwards onto the right, lifting the left leg up. And then inhaling and exhaling, finding a balance that you feel comfortable with. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale, pause, movement and breath. And exhale, release, bending your right leg and stepping onto the left. And coming forward. Inhaling and exhaling, finding a pause and a balance that you feel comfortable with. Inhaling and exhaling. Take one inhale, pause, movement and breath. And then exhale, release, bending the left leg and stepping onto the right. Inhaling and exhaling. Finding the balance and the stillness. Inhale, pause, movement and breath. And exhale, release. Very nice. And now we're going onto the floor. We're just going to walk through from the back of the mat onto the top of the mat. So we're going to use our wrists. So if you want to kind of give your wrists a little bit of a warning, I should say, like a little workout before we're going to put our body weight in by pushing back with your hands And then we're going to inhale, taking the arms up, and on the exhale, bending from the hip joint all the way down onto the mat, and then start to use our hands to move forward. And we're going to pause and plank, taking an inhale and an exhale here. And then dropping the knees, bending the elbows and coming all the way onto the tummy. Making a cushion from our hands for our forehead. And taking a moment to acknowledge the change in position. Noticing the body weight being carried now by the front of the body. Lying on the mat. Allowing the whole body to be soft. And then start to locate again the space between your shoulders on your back that we've used in standing to start the movement for the spinal rolls or for the cat-cow moves. And once you've found that section again, then on the next inhale, start lifting your upper body up from that center, and then exhale, dropping it back down. Inhaling again, lifting that part between your shoulder blades up, and exhale down. Inhaling, lifting that part of your back up, allowing the head to float up, and exhale, bring it back down. And then inhale, lifting it up one more time, and then pause the movement, exhale here. Inhale again, and on the exhale, look over to your left-hand side. Inhaling, bringing the head back to the center, and then exhaling over to the right. Inhaling up through the center, and exhaling over to the left. Inhaling up to this through the center, and exhaling over to the right. Inhaling up through the center, and then exhale over to the left, and then move the hands and allowing that right ear to drop all the way down to the mat. And take your arms down by your side. And now allowing the whole of the body to soften and to release into the mat, into the ground. There's time in between the effort to rest and soften, where there's nothing else to do. On the next inhale, lift again from that part above, around your shoulders, allowing the head to float up, and exhale. And then inhaling, bringing the arms out to the side and forward, and exhale, bringing them back. Inhaling, bringing the arms out to the side and forward, and see how far you like to go. Inhaling, just moving the arms maybe all the way forward or up to the side, and exhaling, inhaling, and exhaling, noticing how that feels in your back. Inhaling and exhaling. And then take one more inhale, and on the exhale, take the arms down, look over to your right, and let your left ear sink onto the mat. And breathe. Giving your legs a little shake, allowing your buttocks to relax whilst you're lying and softening. And then bring your forearms out to the side, like next to your body towards the front, and you're lifting your in the section between your shoulder blades forward again, and then we're going to inhale, lifting the upper body up from those shoulder blades, and exhale using the arms as support but not to carry much weight, inhaling and exhaling. So you could play piano with your fingers, noticing your breath. Notice your muscles in your glutes supporting your lower back, the length. Inhale one more time, and then exhale, dropping your head back down and forming a cushion with your hands for your forehead. And softening, allowing those legs to roll out and for your buttocks to release. Noticing the change in your breath, if there is any. And then pulling the hands back down to the side and really push up into through tabletop. And then opening the knees out to the side and bringing the hips towards the heels. And if you prefer to have a block to sit on, then please do, as we are softening into a long child's pose. You can also make a cushion for your forehead and allow your attention now to travel along your back, noticing the change in curvature of your spine and what sensations that brings. Notice where your breath is supporting the different pose. And notice the length of your breath. So you're inhaling and exhaling. And then slowly uncurl here, bringing your legs forward and coming to sitting. And you might like to sit on a small block to do a forward fold. That's sometimes quite nice to have a little bit of exercise. Sometimes that is just in here. Allowing the legs to be out in front, and we're going to travel along the legs a few times, exploring how it feels in the front of the legs and the back of along the spine. It's leaning forward, inhaling and exhaling. And then with the next exhalation, allow yourself to find a forward fold that feels softening and comfortable, restful, where you yet again can collect the sensations along the back. And then inhaling to come back up, and exhale, release. Inhale, take the arms forward, and exhale, swim them back onto the mat. Inhaling, take your gaze up, and exhale, drop the chin down to the chest. Inhaling, taking the gaze towards the ceiling, and then exhale, dropping it back down. And then take a couple of inhales and exhales here as you're looking onto your knees and leaning into your hands. And if it feels comfortable, then inhale, to lift your hips up, keeping your gaze down towards your knees, and exhale. Inhale, and then exhale, dropping the hips back down. Giving your hands a little shake. Inhale, take the arms forward again. Exhale, bring the hands back and place them on the back of the mat. Inhaling, lifting your hips up, looking along the front of your body. Keep breathing. Inhale one more time, and then exhale, dropping the hips back down. Inhale, taking the arms forward, and exhale, release. Release the block. And swivel yourself, like move yourself forward and into the middle of the mat with your feet close to your buttocks, the arms out on the side. Inhaling, lifting the feet up towards the ceiling with the heels pushing into the mat, and exhale. Inhaling, rolling the spine up and lifting the hips off the ceiling, and exhale. Inhale, and then slowly bring the pelvis back down onto the mat. Inhaling, lifting the pelvis up. Noticing the heels are into the ground. Inhale, and on the exhale, dropping the pelvis back down and releasing the feet onto the mat. And one last time, inhaling, lifting the feet off the mat, and exhale. Inhaling, lifting the pelvis up, and exhale. Inhale one more time, and then exhale, bringing the hips and the feet back down onto the mat. Picking your feet off the mat and bring your knees into the chest, rocking from side to side. And then you can either drop your feet onto the mat and then drop your knees over to one side, or allowing you to roll over to your left hand side with your feet lifted and with your right arm soft behind your back, creating a gentle twist in your back. And keep breathing, noticing the sensations now along the spine and the changes in your breath, where you can sense your breath traveling to now. And then on the next inhale, bring your feet through the center, and then exhale them over to the right. And then playing with the sensations along your back, moving your arm into a position where your lower back and your upper back all feel supported. And you can move your head into the opposite direction to your knees if that feels comfortable, or allow the head to be where it feels right. Notice where your breath flows. And then on the next inhale, bring your knees back up. And then take any additional stretches or movements that your body might like before putting on socks or using a blanket. And I'll be handing out the with the extra tissues. Socks on these rather cold, isn't it? Yes. into rest, especially your back and your shoulders. And then start by acknowledging how the soundscape has changed around us. Noticing some building noise, the sounds of banging, voices and doors. And acknowledge that as the background sound of today, withdrawing our attention from there and briefly glancing at the mental activity. Has that changed from when we started out? Particular thoughts that come and go. And again, asking them to drop into the background, trusting that they will come back after class when we can take action, and allowing that this time is here to be restful and using our mind to release, soften and be calm. Notice your breath, and if you've used Ujjayi breath, then you can actually keep using it for this short breathing exercise that I'm inviting you to follow me on, or keep observing the breath if that suits you better. But I like to take a few rounds of doubling the inhale to the exhale. So if you do join in, then please exhale fully, and then inhale for 1, 2, and exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 1, 2, exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Adding up, inhale 1, 2, 3, exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, and exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one, inhale 1, 2, 3, exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now let go of the count and the control of the breath. Release any constriction in the back of your throat. And use your mind to send your attention down into your feet. Notice both of your feet, from the toes down to the heels, your right and your left, and let it soften and relax, release. Notice both of your ankles, the right and the left, and let those soften. And travel up both of your legs, the lower legs up to the knees, and the upper legs up to your hips, the right and the left. Notice them and let them rest. The whole area from your feet to your hips, soft, calm and released. Notice the area from your hips up to your shoulders, the front, the back and the sides, and all the organs that lie within. Notice the weight softening and sinking, releasing and resting on the mat. Notice both shoulders, the right and the left. And from there, the lower arms and the elbows, the wrists and the hands, down to the fingertips of both hands, the right and the left. And let those arms release and sink into the ground. Notice your neck, whole of the neck and let it rest. And then notice your head and face, your chin, your lips, your nose, your eyes, your forehead, the back of your head, your ears, the right and the left, and the crown of your head. Let the whole of your head soften and all that lies beneath. The brain, tongue, teeth, eyeballs and sinuses. With your whole body soft and released, I'm inviting you to use your mind and imagine yourself up in the sky on a beautiful clear day amongst the blue sky and the bright sunshine. The air is fresh and crisp up there. There are clouds around you, some above, but you're looking down towards the earth. You're high up and recognize some familiar area down below, but your view is obstructed by the shapes of the clouds as they're drifting in front of your view like thin layers of fog, drifting along and moving on, giving you again a clear view of the area below. You're noticing roofs and cars, and it feels like you're traveling down towards the ground, gently floating closer. The houses and the trees are getting bigger, so are the cars. And you're gently recognizing now your road and your house and the space beneath your house and your garden or the front porch. As you're gently and lightly touching the ground, you're taking in the warmth of the sun, the warmer air around you from how different in temperature from the crisper air at the top. And you know it's time to leave your home there in your imagination, bringing your awareness back into your body, knowing that as the day continues, you will reach home this afternoon, where temperatures will be very different. You notice again the sensations of yourself on the mat, the change again in soundscape around you, volume of the voices and movements in the other room. And you start to move your body a little bit from side to side, bringing back movement. Getting ready for the remainder of the day. Taking the eye pillow off, and in your own time come up to sitting, where I like to finish with 3 humming breaths today, where instead of singing Om, we're going to hum like so on the exhale. And if you like, you can put your fingers on top of your ears to increase the loudness of the sound, the humming in the back of your throat, in your head. So let's do that 3 times in your own space. Inhaling, starting together. Namaste. May you be calm and may you be warm. Namaste. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.